The next campaign in the engagement series is the Need Help campaign. Now, this campaign is incredibly powerful when used or deployed to sell high-end coaching or higher-end products or done-for-you services. It's incredibly powerful when stacked after a webinar show up or a mini launch campaign, or even a Are You Still or Have You Yet if you're using it for maybe a little bit lower or even the high dollar campaign. We didn't talk a whole lot about the Are You Still Have You Yet use in a really, really high ticket product or service offering, but it's just as powerful there. So when stacking these different campaigns, it's fun to get creative, right? We'll tell you the best uses, but it's really fun to sit down and go through these and figure out how you can kind of choose your own adventure, or better yet, choose your prospect's adventure. And that's one of the reasons why the roadmap, your engagement series roadmap, is so important, because you can go in and kind of visualize what's going to happen to your prospect and how many messages they're going to get, and how to write those emails in one setting and make sure that you're conscious of where they came from, where they are, and what you're going to ask them to do next. So all these things are incredibly important when writing emails or even editing templates. So let's dive into this campaign, because it's very simple but a really cool campaign, and one of my favorites to send out, again, especially when selling a higher dollar service or product. So you have a couple of subject line options here. You can be very specific with the first option. So, can I help you with your email marketing? Can I help you build your email marketing machine? Can I help you write your emails? So we could be very specific there, or I could just say, need some help, which is somewhat similar to the email we went over in the indoctrination series, want some help. Right? You can still leverage some tonality and some framing from that in the subject line. I also, if you want to talk about a sneaky trick, I have in the past sent this exact same email within a couple of days to the same people, but with two different subject lines. So I would be very specific first, and then take a campaign and send another one to people who did not open, or I've flipped it to where I've been very broad in the subject line at first to pick up those low-hanging fruit, and then anyone that didn't open a couple of days later, I've come back and been more specific with that top subject line, all while containing the same body copy. So there's a lot of things that you can do. Keep in mind that was a broadcast case or use case, and I'm recommending that you broadcast all of these messages initially, run through a funnel, run through a campaign as if it were automated, but you or your staff are the automation tools initially. Don't go into creating an elaborate automation process until you've written these things and you've tested them by manually triggering them. So again, off my soapbox and back to this message. Choose either your incredibly specific subject line or your more vague subject line. We're going to go into the first name here because it's more personable. If you don't have the first name, don't worry. If they're not a buyer, or if you didn't ask for it on a form, again, don't assume because I have first name here that means you should change your form. You don't want to sacrifice conversions on whatever web form or squeeze page that you're using just to call someone by their first name here, because people have figured out that this is not an email written directly to them. Now there are kind of advanced ways to use some of the form fill, and we'll go over those in some of the later modules in this training. But if you have their first name, use it. If not, don't worry. Just say hey. Again, you may say that in conversation and no one would think it was weird. If you need me to help you, I will. I love this stuff. Here's how I can help, and you link over to either a video or a long form letter explaining the offer or process. So it may just be your video sales letter. It may be a video of you explaining what it's like to work with you one-on-one, or what it's like for you to coach someone, or what it's like for you to counsel someone. It could be sending over what it's like to be on your service platform if you're a B2B service provider. But this is painting a picture. Here's how it is. So over the last however many years, I can't even count how many friends have asked me to, again, we're hitting on whatever that desired result was. And my response has always been the same. I'm just too busy. I wasn't trying to be a jerk. And this is very conversational. If that's not the tone, or that's not the vernacular that you would use, don't be untrue to your voice. Okay, these are meant to be tweaked outside of just the things that are in brackets and bolded. Tweak this for your voice. Tweak this for what's acceptable in your marketplace. Tweak this to sound like it came from you, not to sound like you tweaked a template. So I wasn't trying to be a jerk, but some understandable reason why you were busy. I just didn't have time to help. But finally, and this may not be I have a great team around me, this part should be edited based on your situation. People wanted my help. I couldn't do it. Understandable reason. Something happened. Here's what it is. So now I want to help. Here's exactly how I can help you, or here's exactly what we do, and send over a link to that video sales letter. And it may not be selling anything. This is a great done for you, or coaching, or any high-end offer. So honestly, it may not be a sales letter at all. It might be a sales message, but you might not be asking for money. You may be asking them to schedule a phone call, to book a consultation, to request a demo of a software application, any number of things. Okay, so you do need to send them over to something that is a sales message, but it may not have to take money. So keep that in mind. This is really intended for people so this is a great place to call out who you want to work with, and or to disqualify people who you don't want to work with. But it's worth a watch just to see how we do it. Go here now, your name. In this case, the PS is talking about a video and how we do it. You need to change these things. It could be, this letter explains the process. This video shows you how it works. If it's a software application or a SaaS. Edit this a little bit for your specific use case. It's a little bit difficult to template, but don't think you have to create a video if you have a long form letter. But you do need some sort of sales message. So the free video tells you exactly how we do it. The question is, do you want to do all that work? My team and I are at the ready. Once again, here's that link. So it may be, this free video shows you how to do it, but do you want to do it the manual way? Our SaaS or our software automates the entire process, right? So if you had a SaaS, even if it were an enterprise level SaaS, it's a great message for that. To send them over, to show them inside the software. Again, paint a picture of what their life would be like if they had you or your team or your software application or your coaching program or your product in their life. How would it change? How would it be different? How can you alleviate the stress or the pain of doing it? And that's absolutely all this email is about. It's short and sweet, and again, it's incredibly powerful when stacked with a webinar show up, a mini launch, or an Are You Still, Have You Yet? Even a Help Me Congratulate, but the tone on the Help Me Congratulate has to be a little different. You need to congratulate a much larger success or milestone. If you're working with a software solution and you have the permission of your customer, you need to celebrate a major business milestone for that business. If you're working one-on-one with someone, you need to celebrate a major milestone in that person's personal life or career or business. So make sure that if you're stacking it with the help me congratulate, that you're congratulating the appropriate thing and that the testimonial is appropriate to the price or the service offering that you're making in this next message. Okay, so that's it. That's the Need Help campaign. We've got several campaigns left, and I can't wait to walk you through the next one. So I hope this was informational. Hope you know exactly how you're going to use this in your head. And if you do, feel free to stop right now before you go on to the next campaign and go ahead and get this one tweaked up. I'll talk to you in just a few minutes.